welcome to another episode of... Shit. Alright, oh fuck it. Bodyshots and Banter. And welcome to this episode of the July 4th podcast. I don't know if we're going to upload it today or later, but we're recording it somewhat drunk on July 4th, and we're all about to go to a party and get more drunk. So we're kind of whip this out. Today we are joined by our German friend,
American,
Fran, whatever the fuck
Croatia.
he is. He's something. He's something. That's what we know. You know, because we're politically correct in here. Whisper, he's not with us because he's stuck in the gulag in some Call of Duty battle royale game right now, and he chose that over his friends he hasn't talked to in 6 months. So I don't know why he's here, but how's it going, Whisper? Say hi.
Hello.
There we go. He says hi. He's been honest. Normally I hype people up, but you're not really here, so I don't think you get that honor of the Valve hype show. You're just chilling in the gulag, man. Shit. Honestly, though, Whisper's been a real one. Whisper's been a real one for a very long time. Shout outs to the time I made him say nigger live on stream. That was probably.
I'll have to edit that out. Don't worry, Whisper. I'll save you. Your anonymity will stay secure under my watch. I'll be sure to edit that out.
Oh shit! No, it's not getting edited. But anyways, you think we edit it here? But what do you think this is? Professional?
No. I'll put the Pro Evolution Soccer theme over that.
Oh yeah, Pro the PES, the fucking 2016 theme. Yeah, that's OG shit. But oh shit, you and me versus the world, Tony. Oh shit. Anyways,
Whisper, since
we're here.
Are you distracted right now?
Because
are you distracted right now? Because me and Valve are probably going to start going into the game.
I died.
I left the match.
You're about to get rushed by 4 people. Look at Tony. Just try-harding. Tony's try-harding.
Body shots.
And
Body
banter.
shots.
Perfect. All right. That's all you can expect from this podcast. All right. So we're gonna talk about TLoU 2 today. For anybody who's actually still listening after that intro. So I personally feel the best way to go through the game, Tony, is probably just to talk about the game in sequence. You know, go through it like chapters. You want to do it that way?
Yeah.
I feel like that way we can have our thoughts consolidated. So I suppose to start with Jackson. You want to just talk about the intro? I'll let you lead. I feel you have
Yeah, no, there's a lot that I want to talk about, and I will go over some stuff, especially some stuff that happened in the beginning that a lot of people had mixed emotions about, and kind of the main cause of why the game's gotten hate. You know, the prologue was the most controversial part of the game.
Yeah.
And to me, it was probably the most important few scenes in the game. It was the most boring, too, in terms of gameplay, just because...
Yeah.
You know, you didn't really know how to play, you didn't have any weapons, anything of extreme value. You were
also
just,
anything you grabbed was irrelevant.
Controls.
It was irrelevant too, because I mean everything got reset.
Aside from collectibles, yes, everything was essentially reset. So, back to what I was saying though, that it's the most pivotal part of the game because it sets the foothold for the game. I just used 5 slow body shots. That was Barack Obama fire, right? That was
It was beautiful. Yeah, I'll get him up.
So after, obviously it's been well over a week since the game's been out, so we can talk about all this. If not, this should be a pretty good spoiler warning for anybody. Kind of turn it off now or just go...
Joel dies.
Skip a few minutes. Alright, it's too late. So, that's also been known since the leaks that surfaced back in April.
I'll be honest, real talk, can I hype myself up over it? I predicted that shit, like, how long ago? Like, 3 years ago? I was talking about that. I said it's the only natural progression for the story. It's the only way they really could have gone that would have made sense. So, okay,
yeah.
I'm just going to throw my points out there real quick. Joel dying made sense. I have no problem with him dying. In fact, I was a proponent of saying he should die. It's the natural progression for Ellie's character. I felt they really could have gone into like a regret situation. You know, she finds out, she's angry with him. I've talked about this on stream. Like, I'm not just regurgitating shit after playing the game. Like, I've talked about this for years. You know, fans know my opinions, but it made sense how they could have progressed Ellie's character through that, and it's exactly what they did. So personally, I think they did a great job with that. However, the way in which he died, I felt it I feel like they could have made it a little more heroic. I personally feel, you know, I don't know. I think more fan servicey instead of just him just going out like a fucking dog.
It would have had so much more shock value if he went out and we. It's just those spoilers, you know, the little tidbits that we got. You know, it all
as soon as
doesn't help that fucking Thomas, as his profile picture had, Joel in the golf
with Abby's 9-iron. Yeah, but
just
honestly, as soon
little things like that didn't help. But seriously,
well, what killed me was as soon as Abby said one guy, we're looking for one guy, I was like, she's going to kill Joel. As soon as she said that one sentence in Jackson when she was talking to Owen, that's when it all clicked for me. Regardless of any spoilers or anything I would have heard or whatever, that one sentence, it is the only logical thing that they could have been there to do. When they're talking about one man going to kill one man, that is the only thing that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So, and then, okay, so why would they be going to kill Joel? Are they going to make it about some random thing he did 20 years ago? No, they're going to make it about he killed everybody. So you can go down that logical thread and go, okay, so these people were what, ex-Fireflies? You can figure that out from one sentence they said in the game. One sentence, all right there. It makes sense, right? Okay, so let's talk about, okay, so who could Abby be, right? The surgeon's daughter? Best possible fucking outcome. I'm serious. That was great. I think that was really the only way they could have gone with that instead of just some random Firefly, because he's the only one from there, aside from Marlene, that mattered. The only one. Every other one was like, what the fuck, it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah.
So, as far as storytelling goes, I think they pulled the right thread, and I think it makes sense. I just really, I don't know, I feel like Joel, for all he did in the first game, they could have done more. They could have done more.
They did do fan service with them, and how they didn't just. I thought they were going to just not even include him afterwards. You know, I thought it was going to be, get those punches, Val.
Yes. I got a headshot. Oh shit! There's another guy. Let's block him. Block him.
It's all right.
You know, like, maybe they could have done a better job with Joel's death in a way that the way he dies here is he says his name to complete strangers, and I feel like that's kind of out of his character a bit. Because
yeah.
Well, when you play through the game, Whisper, let me just counterpoint that. When you play through the game, you find
trading about the coffee. The trading about the coffee.
You find out certain
that
things.
was a great dialogue
they're
point.
tough, but they're getting older. You know, it's just just a natural course. And you know, people like Seth who joined. You find that note early on with Abby. Seth joined. You know, with his two sons. I'm sure they looked intimidating, and they gave them a chance. So you know, a pregnant, you know, short-haired looking girl. You know, a few. They
didn't look like murderous hunters
people
from the,
of color,
from the suburbs
or whatever. They just looked like
normal
people. They just saved Abby. She didn't seem like she was a cannibalized human. It is a little lazy, Whisper. I'll agree with you there, but it made sense. Okay, maybe they shouldn't have been so thorough about it, you know, and how they were saying their names a lot. But at the same time,
like, hey, you know,
when
me
you're
and
fighting
them,
hordes of things, you know, sometimes you forget to.
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
shit!
Like,
these guys are fucking gay.
I can't wait to die. I can't wait to die.
But before bringing in strangers, they'd always have like these 3 questions: how many?
That was Walking Dead, bro.
Yeah, but I still like maybe they could have done something like that.
Walking Dead probably had some mistakes as well, you know,
Yeah,
but we're not being as critical with it. I just, the way I look at it, it was done okay, and they just don't have, you know, infinite seasons like Walking Dead does to develop that.
Overall, I'm fine with the way they killed him. Just maybe there could have been like a bit more. I wish they did something a little different about it. Maybe they
yeah, there is something. It's hard to put our hands on it, you know. But I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree that something should have been different. But you know what they did in the end.
Why am I fucking comebacking on these kids?
You have a shotgun and a burst, Falk. That's what.
No, I know, but like I barely ever do this type of shit. It's fucking really fun. This is what I'm talking about.
All right, Whisper, back to the game because Valk he's completely focused on his shotgun comeback.
I really am. Go ahead.
He's trying to join Rolando.
Dude, if I live comeback this shit after not playing this, oh man, that'd be great.
So Whisper, back to yours and I conversation. I can't put my finger on it, but there is something that they should have done better. You know, a little bit different justice, and the leaks didn't help certain matters, but the leaks didn't ruin the game for me, you know.
No, I mean,
at one point while I was playing, did I say, me knowing that Joel dies is going to ruin the game.
Nope.
I do think some things are kind of funny. For instance, how they changed a few things, you know, in cutscenes from earlier years, you know. Like that one scene where Joel says he thought I'd let you do this alone, but then it became Jesse that ended up doing it. Things like that are kind of interesting. But I think they did that just to keep the hype up and make you think not the obvious that Valk was saying
Oh,
about
shit, I died. Whatever.
good as that Valk.
Yeah, that's right.
But just so that we didn't think the obvious, that everybody was thinking, okay, what's the most emotional response we're going to get, either from Joel or Dina dying at that time. I thought
Yeah.
Dina was going to die early on, but she ends up making it through the whole game. They did kill a few other characters.
Jesse.
Jesse, yeah.
Whisper, do you want to join us?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay.
Oh shit. How did I get kicked? I think I was the guy, right?
Yeah.
No, I didn't
No, I
back
was
out.
the guy.
Yeah, how did I get kicked? But anyways,
I'm the dude.
you're the dude. Shit, my fucking shit's all fucked up. Damn it, Tony. Why, man? You gotta stop leaving the damn party, man. My friends list so fucked.
Friends list fuck.
I know. So yeah, Jackson. I felt okay. Look. I'm just gonna be honest. My biggest critique about the entire game was through Seattle Day One. I found now. Look, I'm a big explorationist, right? Like, I mean, I like to explore shit. I like to look in all the corners of all the fucking maps, okay? Throughout Jackson, waste of fucking time. Even Seattle Day 1, massive waste of fucking time. Yeah, you had the map, that pseudo-open world for that very early part that made me think the whole game was going to be like that, but I don't even know why that was there, really, why they made it that way. It was kind of weird. It just felt really out of place. Also, there were so many dead corners of the map. I'm talking a giant grassy field of shit in the corner. Well, normally in the corners of maps are where you have something staged up. Just dead grass. Nothing there. You do all this shit. You climb up a thing. There's a fireman's axe. That's what? Good for 4 melee hits? It just is a waste of fucking time. You know, just doing all this shit. And it felt like the game did not reward the exploration like they did in the first one. The first one, things made more sense. The maps were a little smaller, more condensed, but still felt open because you could look around, right? And the whole approach they took for the second game is have this really giant landscape, have a couple buildings in it. The map design, for me, the entire game felt the whole same. Really, the whole fucking thing felt the same except for a couple little parts, and those little parts were identical to shit they already did in the first one, even down to the subway at the end of the fucking thing when you're running with Ellie in the first game with Tess. They had that same thing where you're fighting the Shamblers, right? So it's like the same maps over and over, recycled and regurgitated all throughout the place. So yeah, it looks beautiful, it's great, but the map design itself and how they made everything look, how everything seemed to have the same converging paths. It never really felt like, normally when you play through a game, I know I'm rambling, but normally when you play through a game, you have a path that goes off to the right, where you go down it, you get the collectible or the shit, and then you go back to the main path. This game, I was extremely fucking confused on a lot of spots where the main path was, because it was just a giant square of shit, you know? And it really did. It was just a whole bunch of shit all over the place. And it was sporadic, and most of the time you'd go through a whole area looking for shit. You'd get, what, 2 screws? Or like a piece of binding after opening 5 drawers with nothing in it? It was a pain in the ass. Exploring was a pain in the ass for me.
I appreciate you, but I disagree with everything you just said. Every piece of what you said.
That's good. That's why we're here for banter.
I know. It is. It's good that we have different opinions. It's also good that this guy's comboing.
Yeah.
I gotta agree with Tony.
So,
for example, you're like the shot.
well, no, Whisper, let me just, while it's still fresh in my mind, you will be able to tell me what you were saying too. But Valk was just talking a lot about the regurgitation in the texture models and the usage of the place. And I will say that some areas, especially in Seattle, I mean, I guess the whole game's kind of in Seattle, but some areas in the beginning, it did look similar. You know, you're just in, I mean, the city's been engulfed in vegetation and destruction for 25 years, so that's how it's going to look. You know, nature is going to retake everything. It's not going to have different color palettes and stuff. Seattle, the Pacific Northwest, is primarily just a very... It's trees, Val. You know, just trees everywhere. I used to live in the Pacific Northwest, so I'm familiar with that kind of geography. Now, as far as the non-exploration goes, and you not finding supplies, it's probably due to your difficulty, you playing on hard. I found so many supplies, Valk, I could go in running and gunning on moderate every single confrontation and have enough money and enough supplies. Obviously, you need to do at least minimum 2 playthroughs to get all your stuff, upgrade all the guns. That's known in The Last of Us. So you did play on hard, I believe, so that's why you weren't finding as many supplies. There shouldn't be a complaint on that. Once you choose harder difficulties on The Last of Us 1 and 2, you're not going to find anything.
Well, it's not. For me, it wasn't just not finding supplies. Like
I
overall,
don't know what to say because I found a lot, so that's why I'm disagreeing. Is because it didn't experience.
For me,
I didn't experience it the same that you did.
Okay,
but
yeah.
let me just talk one more time.
Go ahead.
One more little point, and that's just about searching areas. The first area, they did have a few videos. You probably didn't watch any of them, but they explored. They talked about how you had some open world accessibility. And they said it wasn't extreme. It was just enough so that you would have multiple areas of entry, multiple ways to look at things, such as the combat encounters. And I really enjoyed. There was one part that I actually started to like the game. At first, I was undecided. It wasn't until Seattle Day 3 on Ellie's story that I was like, I do like the game. And this scene was, you just got the boat, and you're starting to go through the areas
Hillcrest.
with the boat.
No, that's day 2, I think. No, Hillcrest was when I started to like the game too. Yeah.
All right. Well, the boat is when I started to say, I was undecided.
I'm bitching about day 1. I'm not bitching about the whole game. I think we have the same opinions.
A few of your judgments were saying the whole game. Map recycling and everything like that.
Oh, some of it, yeah, but overall, my biggest gripe.
If you want to go back to that, there's a lot of stuff that you can get from searching the corners of the map. Not obviously the corner.
Look, I got the trophy for looking through all the day on Seattle. You go into a bank,
you get a shotgun, you get Easter eggs.
No, I did that. No, that's one example.
Then you go to a broke down building, and there'll be a card up there, some ammo, just little things here and there. There was areas that you can explore.
But the time required to find all that was a pain in the ass. And overall, it was all cycled on just that little spot of the. No, that's what I'm saying. One sentence. It felt disconjointed from the rest of the game. That's my point. It felt like they had an idea of what they were going to do for the whole game, but then they didn't want to scrap it because they already invested too much time into it.
Even other areas and combat areas were much bigger and less linear. I just feel like if each day had a huge part like that, it would have gotten pretty repetitive, and people would have complained about the repetition there. I like what they did with the first game. They just showed you that we're going to make the game a little bit more open world, and you're going to have at least one part in the game where it's fucking huge, and it's going to take you about 2 hours to go through all of those map question marks, etc.
It was a pain in the ass. It was a pain in the ass.
It just had nice things. I'm happy they got rid of shiv doors. I mean, they didn't make
shiv
any
doors
sense
were
of shiv
stupid.
doors,
Shiv
and they
doors were
used
stupid.
an integral part of your supplies. They made exploration worth it because I'm going through and seeing areas that I've missed, Valk. Certain areas where if you throw a rope here or throw a bottle through an extra window, you'll get to areas that
I did that
you
shit.
couldn't get to before.
I did all that shit.
I know.
I'm saying that part of it was good.
You did some exploration there, but it's just for the average gamer, it's not there. And you find a card, and then a conversation will pop up. Something cool like that.
Okay, let me rephrase. When I say I explored the shit out of this game, my initial playthrough was about 30 hours. Okay, for the most people, I know they probably only spent about 20 or so. When I say I wandered around, verging on aimlessly, on every single map of every fucking game, I think I only missed like 2 or 3 things, right? I looked at everything. I found the coins broken in the vending machines. I'm telling you, I threw the ropes, just like he's talking about. I did all the shit in the game. I really explored the fuck out of it. My point is,
then how can you say it wasn't that? Because the first game, I did all that and beat it in 8 hours, dude. I can get everything in the game, explore every corner, and finish it in 8 hours, dude.
You're talking TLoU 2 or TLoU 1? TLoU 1 is a lot shorter.
TLoU 1.
TLoU 1 was a shorter game in general. Okay, my point of the exploring. Let me finish. I'm saying it had a lot of dead area and shit. That this was my main critique, not overall the exploring. Okay, because in each area, they had something worthwhile in it. I'm saying they had too much dead area. I'd go through a shop and I'd see, well, now yes, I'm on a higher difficulty. Point is, I go through a whole shop, I go through all the shit, I look around. There was fucking almost no purpose to me doing any of that shit. That's my problem. I just felt like there was nothing going on, man. In so many spots, it just felt dead. That's my problem. Also, the overall map.
I don't know.
They had a lot of dead areas in the beginning. Just outside of the main. Look, everything was in the buildings, okay? I was hoping they'd have something in the fucking grass like they did in the beginning of the, or like in the first game, right? Like in Billstown, for example. You'd be walking around dodging the trip mines and shit. You'd have stuff in the corners, right? There'd be something there. There'd be a piece of blade or something. Even on higher difficulties, there'd be shit, right? It at least it rewarded you for looking around. In TLoU 2, I really didn't feel that. By the end of the game, I stopped looking at that shit. Man. I just started. Okay, that's great. That's great.
The first game didn't, man. Like,
yeah,
the first game had so many less supplies.
I gotta agree with Tony, especially in what you said that the game doesn't reward you for exploring.
I don't really feel it did.
When you get into
you played one game on hard mode, man. Of course you're not gonna get as many little blueberries,
like, for example,
bro.
There's this pump shotgun that if you miss,
I got it. I got the shotgun.
Area,
yeah, no, you never get it. Yeah. No, I know that, but I got that because I did explore.
We understand you got it, but that's that's counter. You're
no. I'm not
yourself,
bitching.
Then,
no, you're missing my point. I'm not bitching about the 1 or 2 instances in the game where they give you the whole.
There was a lot.
No, I'm talking about exploring every inch of the map. Okay, if you're gonna make a pseudo open world map, at least fully go into it on some Bethesda level shit.
There's well over 250 collectibles, man. Like, it's just there's so much shit.
I disagree. I'm not disagreeing on the number of collectibles. I'm saying that they had so much fucking map, and it was all in one little area, and you could hit it just going in a straight line, all the question marks. That was my problem. It was all in that one small sliver.
So bland in that exploration sense, because you couldn't go to any of these doors. You couldn't do any of that. You couldn't break through windows. It was just.
But that was due to the limitations of the console. I don't really think it was fully due to that. I mean, I liked that you.
Are you kidding me? You can explore so much at fucking.
I don't know why they didn't do that in the first one.
You go through Fallout, man. Like, Fallout's huge.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know why the fuck they didn't do that. I thought they should have made it so you could go through the shops, but I liked that on the second one. I thought that was good. But what I'm saying is, when you go in a shop, at least give me something worth a damn. Because I'm telling you, look, yes. There were shops. There were some. No. Dude, I can think of like literally every single moment of like Seattle day 1, 2, 3 for both characters. If you had 2 shops, one of them would have the safe or whatever the fuck you're talking about that rewards you for exploration. The other one would have jack shit. Nothing. It'd be like a fucking blade.
The other one would have a few pieces of ammo.
It'd be a fucking waste of fucking time.
It's been looted for the last 25 years, dude.
My point is, but it's not just that. It wasn't just the shit in there. It's the whole surrounding area around the shops. Okay, giant areas.
This is what I mean. This is one of the things I was saying, is that I understand everybody is entitled to everything they want to say, but it seems like people are trying to talk themselves into false perceptions of the game.
No, I played the game and I thought this the entire game.
It's like you're just trying to talk yourself into believing that. Like, it's just they give you.
I'm telling you what the
when
fuck.
You explore the game,
fucking talk, man. Do I need to go and play through this fucking? Do I need to play through this game again and record the instances I'm talking about?
Play it on one difficulty down. Now, play it on one difficulty down. You'll find a lot more than one little blade. And also, stop going through the game so stealthily, and maybe you'll actually be able to pick stuff up.
Dude, when I got to Abby, I said fuck it. When I got to Abby, I said fuck it, and I was fucking playing the shit, and I was having a good time. I started shooting people and just saying fuck it.
Abby's actually better at shooting.
That's what I'm saying. That I thought she was the best part of the game. I thought Abby was the best part of the game, and I thought her character was a little more well developed. So, I'm telling you right now, that was my biggest critique, was the Ellie section. Okay, they're fucking shit. I'm telling you, you can disagree. You like the game a lot more than me. Okay, so that's good. We have differing opinions.
I am disagreeing.
Her shit.
I'm just saying
telling
that a
you,
lot of
there
mine
was
is based
too much
on
dead
facts.
space. There was too much dead space. You don't know what I'm talking about when I'm saying dead space. You're talking about, oh, you go behind the thing. You push the vending machine. All the guys come out. There's a safe in there.
I understand what you're saying, but
no,
it's the
dead walk space.
It.
It's too fucking big with nothing fucking there, man. I don't want to spend 25 fucking minutes walking around a damn zone
have you never
to
played
get
an
one
RPG?
thing. Yeah, I fucking have.
You're a fan of that game. That game has so much more dead space. Infinitely more dead space.
Actually, I disagree on that because it's a better map design and it's clear which paths are the ones you need to go to get the shit you want to get.
Well, that's because it's a JRPG, which is kind of made for people that low intellect.
Low intellect. Okay, so you're telling me TLoU 2 is a high intellect game with its extremely predictable story.
It is.
Wonderful.
It is. It's too big brain for you, Neil.
Too big
Neil's
brain. Okay.
You.
Yeah. Nice defense of the game. Fucking lesbo cuck.
I'm sensing some hostility in your bigotry.
I'm sensing hostility from you. I make one thing. I say one thing how I don't like it about the game, and you like bust out all this shit. Say the game's perfect, 10 out of 10. Like, I mean, dude, I'm telling you.
I was gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10.
For me, it's like a
If we had-
6.5 to 7. That's about what it is for me.
You said an 8 earlier, but I understand.
I don't think I said an 8. I think I said 7.5.
When we were talking earlier, before we even started recording, you did mention.
Honestly, I'm telling you, upon hindsight, and I'll be honest, if the graphics weren't as good, I'd give it a 5. The best part about the game for me was the fact that everything was so damn detailed, even down to the fucking elevator registry and fucking shit. They had 65 floors with all names and fucking stuff everywhere. That type of shit I gotta give them credit for. It's probably why the game took so damn long. They probably spent fucking a month on one damn building, you know? So, that right there alone is great. They had a wonderful engine, the physics, the movement, it was better. Everything about the game as far as gameplay
can agree on that.
was
That's
better.
All commonplace, Val.
Well, so I'm throwing it out there. I'm giving you my critiques, but my biggest issues, I'm telling you, was the fact I didn't feel rewarded for my exploration. And that's a fact. That's how I feel. You cannot change that. That's just overall.
I can't, but I can just tell you that
slow.
it's not true, man.
Okay. I'm glad you disagree. Something about the game, it felt slow for me. Oh yeah, Whispers in the podcast.
One of the parts of the game that I enjoyed a lot more than the first one were the saves. I feel like what they did in this game with the environmental puzzles, where you gotta like find clues in the environment to open the saves. I feel like that was done a lot better than just find a piece of paper that has the code
Behind you.
to open the safe.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I like the way
Whisper.
they did the save
Also,
too.
how you can do the safes without even using the code. You can just listen, and the code.
The
has
sound
different
design was
tick when you're on the right
fantastic.
code.
Yeah, I did that on one of them. There was one of them, and I actually looked it up after I did that to try to find where it was, and it was like evidently a piece of graffiti in a fucking bathroom. It was, they put the chick's number on it. I was just sitting there going through the sound design, but I thought that was pretty solid. In that regard, yeah, I mean they pretty much, I'd say just about everything in the game was good. I just didn't like how slow it felt for the early, probably
No,
like
that's
6-7
fine.
hours.
You're gonna die on that hill, and I'm proud that you support that.
I will die on that fucking hill. If you disagree with me, I'm telling you, I guarantee there's at least somebody watching this shit that agreed that shit was way too slow. I didn't like the intro to the area. As soon as you get to Seattle, and it took you fucking 20 minutes to open the damn door because I'm trying to explore everything, and there was like fucking nothing there except for a piece of paper. I mean, I'm telling you, I get it. They're trying to set the scene. I understand what they're doing. All that shit was way too slow for me. That's all I'm saying. When that horse died, that was the best part of the game for me.
All right. Well, everybody else can come up with their own constructions. I will say though that there is a lot in the game. I will also say that Ni no Kuni has little exploration.
Why are you using Ni no Kuni as a fucking example? Like how it, yeah, I liked the game, but I'll be honest, there was a lot of shit in that I didn't like either. I mean, like, are we gonna make a Ni no Kuni discussion now? Do you want me to talk about my critiques with that? Because I thought there was a lot of fucking shitty exploration in that game too. I didn't like the fact I had to grind for 5 hours to try to get a game. That's what I'm saying. So what's the point? Like, why are you trying to use that as a crutch for your argument?
It's just a personal jab.
It's stupid. Like, that's not an argument against fucking TLoU. I mean, like, can we talk about something like...
It's an example of how you're using one game as a bad resource when you play a lot of games that you praise that are bad resources in that regard.
But I like them for different merits. You're using the fact of the resourcing and exploration as the only critique of the game. That's not the only reason I like it. I can like a game for different reasons, but also, look, I like TLoU 2 for different reasons than the exploration. Because that's not the biggest issue with the game in that regard. Like, I like certain things for certain ideas, but I'm saying when we're talking about what I like and dislike about a game, that's really the only fucking thing I dislike about TLoU 2, so that's my main critique. And so I'm going to talk about my main critique.
It's just good to cite other things when you're given those critiques, so that's why. I could critique
Doesn't make me hypocritical. If I bitch about that exact
more.
same thing on every game, dude, I'm telling you right now, I bitch about Skyrim all the time. I walk around a fucking cave, and there ain't even shit in the cave. It was just a cave. I felt like it's like losing 30 minutes of your life. Okay, so believe me, I feel you when I talk about it. I don't like dead space. Just saved your ass, by the way. This guy was coming behind you to shiv you. I don't like dead space in games. I feel at least something should be there. If you're going to have an entire...
You'll never find a game that's oversaturated like that.
That's why I always bitch about it in every fucking game I play. At least on
I'm just
Final
gonna make
Fantasy. Look,
a game where
okay,
all
a
you
game
do
I
is you
recently.
pick
I'll
up
tell you what.
everything.
I'll tell you what.
Everything can be
Listen, a
picked
game
up.
I recently enjoyed that did it right, in my opinion, was Final Fantasy VII. Okay, because when you play that shit on hard mode, yeah, you may have some areas that are kind of dead, but you know what will be there? A fucking box that you can break and recover some of your MP potentially, or you can break it and get a high potion if you're playing on a lower difficulty. Something.
Seems legit. All right, let's get
That's
back to
really
The Last
all
of
I'm
Us.
fucking talking about. That's all I'm talking about. I don't like walking down a fucking I'm talking entire section of shit. There's a car, you walk back, there's this huge swath of grass, and there is 0 in it. 0.
It's
That's
been
what
looted for the last 25 years.
It's not
I'm
my
sorry, it
point.
wasn't
No,
flourished.
my point is they shouldn't have even had
the
that
freight
there.
truck-
They should have.
the freight truck just missed
then
it.
put 5 cars there and block it so people like me who like to explore every fucking inch of the game looking for the collectibles because of their fucking trophies don't just waste 5 hours of the fucking game walking around in dead
How
grass.
long it took TLoU strategists to beat this game his first playthrough? Over 40 hours.
Same fucking complaint. Let's get T-Strats on this shit.
I don't know, but either way, it's what you make it, Val. At
You
one
rushed
point,
that
I
game
saw...
in 2 fucking days. You clearly didn't have the
Val.
same bullshit that I did. So, I mean, how the hell did I die?
I spent 2 days on it because I didn't want to have other people give me... I wanted to finish it, you know? I waited 7 years for it. I was sure as hell gonna take 2 days to go through it. Because that's about all it should take on your first playthrough, which is your most special playthrough, is your first one. And... You know, one thing I will say about it, Val, that I don't... This is my biggest critique, and this is probably why it goes down to an 8.5. And it's gonna be...
Hey, what's up, man? We're bitching about TLoU too.
It's gonna be that, there's no replayability in a sense, aside from getting those
Aside from
extra
getting the collectibles, fucking
the extra
0,
collectibles
yeah.
and upgrading your guns. There is no replayability. You skip the cutscenes because you know what happens and you don't care as much. The only time you go through the cutscenes again is if you're trying to witness it with somebody else in a special scene or an instant.
I feel the game's
you're
too
playing-
long
you're
for
playing with a
replayability.
friend.
It's way too long for
It-
replayability.
You're playing through Final Fantasy VII again. That's a game that's too long for replayability, man.
Yeah, but no, that
The
game's
length shouldn't
different though.
matter.
No,
the
but
length shouldn't matter
okay.
about replayability. It's just it has nothing going for it, replayability-wise.
Which goes into my repetitive nature of the combat and everything you do. It becomes routine. You know, it's the same shit. Even if you're going in assault mode, it's kind of the same shit
It's
by the end
because
of
you
it.
play the game for the story, Val. I mean, nobody really plays for the gameplay unless you're like a fucking look. So, that's all I'm trying to say is nobody plays the game for gameplay unless you're kind of you play for the story. Nobody's like, I can't wait to play TLoU and
I
find
play
out.
Final Fantasy for gameplay. What are you talking about?
There's
That's
certain
why I'm-
games you play for gameplay. All I'm saying is that TLoU is not one of them.
I feel you can have
TLoU
good
is its own
gameplay
special
and
breed.
good story. I'm saying no.
You
Well,
sure
that,
as hell can. But that's why people play through a lot of, RPGs or other things and has a lot of good replayability.
yeah, there's really not much going on that. I'll say that. I don't even know if I want to go through it a second time to get the fucking trophies. I'll be honest. I feel like that'd
And
just
you
be a
don't
waste
have
of
to.
time. Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why I give it a lower rating, and that's one of the only reasons why, because Naughty Dog games, they don't have replayability, so you're not really getting as much bang for your buck.
I
And-
personally feel TLoU 1 had more replayability, and I'm telling you, for part of the factor...
Because it was 4 hours long.
I don't think it was 4 hours long. I mean, I know people can speed run it that quick, but if you actually do look around, yeah.
Even when you look around and you sprint and you learn and you get better, it's like you have to forcefully make yourself worse in that game because it gets so easy. Like Joel can still
was really
fucking crab
fucking
walk
easy.
and do the wriggles.
Dude,
and
I
stuff.
did that shit on ground. Yeah, that shit, it was an easy damn game. The only part I found that was difficult on grounded mode was how the stalker AI in the sewers went to shit. As soon as they made it on grounded mode, that shit, they wouldn't get stunned by bricks half the time. It was kind of funny. I think this guy's about to bleed out. Maybe he's already dead. I don't even know. Here, Tony, I'm gonna back you up on this one, dude. He's right there.
Alright. Yeah, I think he just hit a bomb.
I'll rush him on the left.
He mollied me like the boss.
Planted
Oh,
like
I got
us.
smoked.
Throwables for the win.
Nice.
What a fun match.
So, Rockin' Zombie, what was your, we got a new guest to the podcast, been around for a while. What was your opinion on TLoU 2? Have you beat the game?
I have beat the game.
Okay.
I did play day one. You know what? I kept myself in the dark for through everything. Like the only reason why I even knew that I could pre-order it was because it just suddenly popped up in my recommend feed in my PS Store.
Uh-huh.
So I went ahead and bought it. So I went in there with like almost no expectations.
Yeah.
Like obviously I played this one, the first one, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. But I like the game myself.
Okay.
I know it's not a popular opinion by any
Out of
means,
10.
but
Out of 10.
a 9.
Really? Okay.
I'll be generous with it only because
A lot of the stuff is going to be repeated, Valk.
Yeah.
I do got to go. This is definitely a conversation for another day, too. This
Yeah.
is the podcast needs to be a lot lengthier for this. This is like a 2-parter.
Yeah. We will continue
Whisper,
this discussion.
I'd like
and go in
to
depth.
play with you again and actually feature you and talk
Yeah.
about you a little bit in your
Yeah,
history.
you added a lot.
But we just went off on a lot of tangents. Whisper was being good
I know.
letting us
He was
speak
being nice.
because
He
he
was-
had a lot to
yeah.
say.
Anyways.
But I'd say at the end of the day, everybody should be able to formulate their own opinions, although some things will have evidence to back them up.
Motherfucker, man, do I need to fucking go through that damn game again just to highlight the exact parts I'm talking about?
Hey, Valk.
If you piss
Shut the
me off
fuck up.
enough, that's exactly what I'm gonna go do. I will fucking make a video and show exactly what I'm talking. Fuck you. Tony left. Alright, he's gone. I'm gonna bitch for a minute. Look. Look, I'm telling you, look, if I fucking go through that damn game, I will fucking show you exactly what I'm talking about. There are certain, I'm not talking about every area of every game has this problem, but I'm saying there are like a good 15 to 20 sections of the fucking game, the map design, I felt failed horrendously, and it just caused me to waste my damn time. Let me go play that through shit on, I bet if I play that shit on, what was it, wasn't there a level under easy? It was like story only. I bet you could find a fucking machete laying in the grass, every single spot of the
Or
grass.
something like that, I think.
It was something like that, man. I bet there's a shotgun lying in the fucking grass in every area. Okay, look, you know what? Hold on. I got a factions map real quick. Fuck this game. I'm gonna talk to what I'm talking about. Okay, so right here, right? Imagine this is TLoU 2. Okay, they got the building. There's some shit in there. There's a combat area over there. There's another building. There's another building. Okay, this is the part I hated. All of this. They'd have this entire back section. You'd like enter in right here, and if you turn around like you would in every RPG to explore, there would be fucking nothing. And if there's fucking nothing there, why would I ever want to take my time and fucking do this? This is what I'm saying when I say it doesn't reward exploration, because I like to check around the corners. They'd have shit here. They'd have boxes, they'd have stuff behind shit, they'd have piles of grass where you'd be fucking nothing, just like this map. Fucking nothing. That's the shit I hated. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I liked in TLoU 1? It would just be a line of fucking cars or a fence. They wouldn't even have this there. It would be so damn obvious that there's nothing there, so you just walk over here. But in this game, they're like, let's widen the maps and give everyone shit to explore. And there's fucking nothing there. So I wandered around every fucking map, checking every corner, trying to get collectibles. Because guess what? In the first game, they'd have fucking firefly pendants hanging in the goddamn tree. So what the fuck am I supposed to do going in the second game looking for all the fucking collectibles? Shit, Abby had coins in a fucking vending machine. And you're telling me don't explore? And then you're saying, oh, but it had exploration value. But also, they picked and fucking chose maps in certain areas to have shit in the corners. But it wasn't all of it. So they make you search everything, but only like a third to half was actually worth a damn. And that's the shit that pissed me off. So that right there, Tony, is what I'm talking about. Yes, the game rewards exploration. It gives you the holsters. It gives you the shit. That's the only way you can get it. You find the safe code. You go in. You look around. They did that in the first game, even down to shiv doors. They had it. They had it. I'm talking about everything else. The actual pseudo-open world they had was a pain in the ass. That was my biggest description. That was my biggest criticism and problem. Rest of the game was pretty solid, honestly.
Here's a question I actually have for you, Valkyrie.
Go for
it. Given your experience with the actual story mode in TLoU 2, will you even give the multiplayer a chance?
Yeah, of course I'll give it a chance. Why would I not give the multiplayer a chance?
Well, everybody I've talked to about the subject, they're all like, no, fuck this game. Don't.
No?
I'm not even gonna fucking finish it.
No.
So I was kind of curious, is that like a common thought process? Or?
No, no. For me, well, look, I mean, the multiplayer for this game and the story are totally different. right? I mean, yeah, it's the same core elements, but the gameplay, I can think the gameplay would be fantastic. I mean, they added a lot to it with its more dynamic movement. You have a dodge feature. I think that would be better to dodge hit sticks and things like that. They had more throwables, more things, more options. You know, more guns, more collectibles. I liked the option to augment the semi-auto into the burst rifle. That shows, hey, we're gonna have a semi and a burst again. You know, maybe you could turn your semi into a burst. You know, for a point or something. Who the fuck knows, man? All I'm saying, I really have a lot of hope for the multiplayer if they do it right. So, we'll see how that works. We'll see how that works. Anyways, I think we're probably hitting the hour limit for my records. So, yeah, we will talk about this later. Actually playing the game, maybe. Just wandering through a couple sections or something. I don't know. I have a few hours of gameplay recorded. I don't want to actually take the time to edit, though. That'd be a pain in the ass. But anyways, alright, guys. Take it easy. Happy 4th. Stay safe. Don't get a DUI. Peace.
See you, man.